All right, we're starting, guys. I'm not preparing you at all. This is
awesome.
Episode 36, I believe, of Three Things with JR. And I'm not here all by myself this week. We are at, what do we call this place again? Big Central. With the band BiG, which means I'm here with Gary Hawthorne and Bryan McKenzie. What's up, gentlemen?
Hi.
Hey.
What it is.
We've had a wonderful day of music immersion.
Yeah, it's the first in a long time. It's the first time we've gotten together to play music since we were in the studio.
Right, yeah.
And it'll be the last time.
For a while.
For a while.
For pretty much 2020.
Yeah, we're probably done playing music together for this year. So what a way to go out, though, right? I mean, shitty year, but a great way to end sort of band rehearsal stuff.
Yeah, so for anybody listening out there, we will be having some stuff coming up on the website and the social media sites soon for your listening and viewing pleasure.
Yeah, we didn't just play music today.
No, we shot a video.
We shot a video.
To go with our new single out very soon.
We were going to have a double, but that took too much work.
Well, you got to swing.
That's true.
Whatever.
That's true. It's all good, man.
We might have to before we get back together. Who knows?
Yeah.
Swing and a miss, maybe.
Yeah. Well, story of my life. Anyway.
Swing.
Swing.
And a miss.
So we do have two songs finished from the studio. What are we going to do with those?
That's a good question. We're slightly rebranding for 2021. We're now be known as ThebandBiG, all one word. If you've seen us on social media, that's what we're listed as anyway. But on Spotify, we'll be known as ThebandBiG.
Yeah, I think we made that executive decision today, didn't we?
Yes, it was democratic. We checked the votes. They were canvassed, double canvassed, and
the bass player's not leaving.
And then we had some
bass player's not leaving.
And I think we had some nylon taffeta thrown in too, along with the canvas.
Nylons.
Taffeta.
Nylons.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about now.
Taffeta, dear, taffeta.
Yeah, so the name BiG, it cracks us up, right? Because it's big sound, small band, just a couple guys, three guys making a wall of sound, and we thought we were aptly named. And then we loaded all our music up on Spotify and searched for BiG, and we're not the first thing that comes up.
No.
Or the last.
We're not anything that comes up, actually. You can scroll for hours finding every other thing,
every
artist
other big
named
band ever
with the word BiG in it.
The big two, the big band, the big band,
big boy,
big boy band,
big girl. Every other BiG except for our band. So you can't just tell people, hey, go look for BiG on Spotify. But the word, all one word, ThebandBiG,
does not exist yet.
Yeah, I searched Spotify for that and it said no results. So we're going to come up right above no results now.
Yes. All right.
Look for it soon. It's not ready yet. This podcast will be out way before that's done.
So if you find no results now, they're serious.
What do you think? Will these two songs be on Spotify before the end of the year?
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
Sweet.
That's
We'll be rebranded.
Hopefully YouTube by the end before the end of the year.
Yeah, if we can get some video editing done, we got some pretty cool stuff that
I
we
even cut
shot.
my hair for the day and trimmed my beard.
You cut the hair? Oh, that's on your head?
Hair, yeah. It was really long. It was down to my shoulders,
Ooh, skull it.
It's so weird when one hair grows that long.
I know. I was like, what the hell was up with that?
Skull it.
Actually, I had three growing on the top of my head. Looked like that little guy, that they used to draw with the eyes and the three hairs. Never mind.
What guy is this?
Big brother, Big brother's watching you. They always have that.
Oh. Okay.
He's young. It's okay.
I was going to say, this must be an old guy thing.
I don't know. I'm an old guy.
You guys who are almost dead, you'll know what I'm talking about. You guys who are nowhere near dead, yeah, you're on your own.
You guys want to get into some things?
Yes, I've been dying all day because he told us at the beginning of the day, he goes, I have 3 things picked out, and I'm not going to tell you. So I've been kind of on the edge of my seat all day, other than the fact that we actually worked up a brand new song today.
Brand new song.
Brand new song.
From scratch. Like Gary's had it in his head for a while, but Brian and I heard it
Now
for
it's
the
stuck
first
in
time
ours, yeah.
today.
I hope it's stuck in yours.
Well, except for that beginning.
We're still teaching Brian to count.
1, 3, what? Angle theta. Oh,
Yeah, so a lot of times when we do these all the band podcasts, we have a discussion while we're smoking cigarettes between songs, and then I'm like, oh shit, we need to record this as a podcast. So then we try to recreate the magic of those conversations.
it never happened.
It's never quite as magical, but it's good. No, it's
Maybe
been good.
mystical, but
Some
not
of our
magic.
some of our best episodes, some of my best episodes of this podcast has been the ones with you guys in it. So I figured let's do it again.
Let's do it.
So here's the. I didn't want them to know. So not that it's anything crazy. I just wanted it to be fresh, right? So thing number one is something that I've been wrestling with for a long, long time.
This is a personal thing?
Yeah,
Mud.
yeah. No, thing one is kind of deep, right? Something that's kind of weighing on your heartstrings, kind of thing. So when I was married, we had a child, and it was at that point that I realized that my ex-wife was very against vaccinating our daughter when she was born. You know, all the shots that babies get?
Yeah.
Our baby didn't get those.
Ooh.
So my wife was super religious, super homeopathic, very anti sort of establishment medicine stuff. She didn't really trust, pharmaceutical companies, doctors, things like that. And so as a result, we did not vaccinate Allison. And I've sort of I didn't have enough knowledge to go against what she had. She seemed well read on the subject, and so I didn't challenge it really, and I went along with it. And as a result, since then, I've never taken a flu shot myself, and now coming soon, COVID-19 vaccination.
To a CVS near you.
Right? And so my question is, well, for myself and for you guys, is am I going to get this COVID-19 vaccine? Having never done a flu shot, having never thought it made much sense to do one, I never really got the flu. So this one maybe seems a little different. I'm just wondering, what is your guys' take on vaccinations?
I've had them all.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you get a flu shot every year?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, especially with what I do, I'm going into people's houses and they're at
and stealing their furniture.
And, various levels of health, and I owe it to myself and to my clients, my customers and clients to be as protected as possible. But even for that, I mean, during my 20s, I don't think I really lined up for anything. But
how long have they had flu shots? Like, I don't remember that being a thing when I grew up. So I was growing up, I was born in the 70s, so 70s, 80s.
Yeah, 35 years.
35 years or so.
Okay.
With varying degrees of success with them.
Right. Some years it's working good. Right. Other years it doesn't do much.
Right. Yeah, and that's just the nature of the flu because it morphs and.
Well, there's several different flus, and they're taking their best guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
As to which the top 3 will be, and they make a little cocktail for you, and they mix it with some ice, shaken, not stirred, and then shove it into your veins.
So my ex-wife's rationale.
It's an intermuscular. It's an IM. Goes into your muscles, not your veins.
Oh, all right. What he said.
There you go. So my ex-wife's rationale for not doing it was, why give yourself the flu to prevent yourself from getting the flu? And I was like, well, yeah, I can get on board with that, but it's really not like that, is it?
No, well, you do, but it's not. She's not wrong.
But she's not right.
But it's a carefully calculated low dosage of the flu so that your body builds the immunity to it.
It's a dormant flu so that you build the antibodies to fight it off at a later date. But anybody that doesn't give their kids measles shots, mumps shots, and that is just... They're doing their family a disservice. I mean, it's just... that's been proven to work. I mean, the polio shot, has literally
all just wiped it out, except for some,
No, Africa has had no polio in 3 years.
Yeah,
3 years.
So it's when I was growing up, we had the polio shot and the smallpox vaccine.
Yeah, and smallpox. We haven't
And
had
everything
smallpox.
else we just got and suffered. You know, I had the measles, both kinds of measles, several times. As I had chicken pox, man, that'd make you itch. The mumps sucked, and you know, now looking back on it, man, if I could have taken a shot and not had them,
Yeah.
I'm all for that, baby.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's making more sense to me. I had a conversation with a pharmacist last night, and not be, we were playing disc golf, and so we were just got to talking, and he is right now, you know, on the list, being prepared to start giving out these vaccines that are coming out, and there's two coming, Moderna's and the one from
And
Pfizer,
Pfizer,
and
yeah.
Pfizer and BioNTech, so for. Here's I'm gonna get all sciencey on you for what I learned in the past few days, because I've also listened to some podcasts, so I'm very educated.
oh well,
on
he knows
things.
everything. There's
Yeah.
no sense in us being here.
Yeah.
So these
I only listen to NPR, so.
so these vaccines coming out now, like the first ones, Pfizer and Moderna. These are mRNA vaccines, which are not a mild version of COVID. They're not like what you think of as the flu shot. It's not like that.
Right.
It sends messages. It basically tells your body how to fight this thing.
Right. Yeah. So
Messenger RNA.
Because the COVID is that much different that they can do that. They can't do that with the generic flu or.
Yeah, well, I mean,
COVID.
they're two different kinds of viruses, so you have
Right.
to attack them two different ways.
So the other type of vaccines are coming, right? That's what's being worked on by all the other companies, and we'll probably have more of those available next year, right? So these first versions are very different from those, and will, according to the pharmacist, these mRNA vaccines will kind of fade off as the other vaccines take over because they're easier to store and to distribute.
Oh yeah, the
all
Pfizer
of-
one sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, it's got to be stored at minus 80 degrees
Celsius.
So
Yeah.
these are freezers that these places all have to buy to store them, and it's very volatile. It's a logistical, really a big challenge just to
Yeah.
get them out. But
The Moderna sounds better, but you also have to get 2 doses too.
Right.
So that's the other part of that equation that sucks, because now you got to go to CVS twice.
so my friend the pharmacist,
And just think of the receipt.
Oh, dear God, yeah.
so the paper that will be wasted. I'm gonna choose email me the receipt instead.
Do you have enough memory in your...
So my friend the pharmacist said that vaccines don't do anything negative to you. Like you can't get, there's not a bad thing that will happen. You might feel under the weather slightly for a little while. Like that's the worst thing that can happen, but it doesn't cause, like the whole thing about vaccines causing autism debunked years ago. And basically nothing else major comes from vaccines. Like they're harmless. If they don't work, they don't work. If they work, they work. Other than that, they don't cause any problems. Did you know that?
Well, they interviewed patient 232 yesterday on my way home, and he volunteered to get the real deal, and he knew it. You know, he'd gone through the blind study, and then volunteered to get the real deal because he was a 61-year-old Asian American or something, so he fit like all these things.
At-risk groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said on the first one, yeah, the next day he said he felt like crap, but it went away. It was like, boom. It was like, okay. And then the second round, he said it hit him harder, but it went away quicker. So it jolts your body into making antibodies to fight the COVID. So, and he said that was the side effect was, you felt like crap for a few hours the next day, and that was it. And he feels pretty darn strong now. And that was only a few days after the second dose.
So the other cool thing about the vaccine from Pfizer, Pfizer didn't create it. A company in Europe created it. I think it's Germany. The company's called BioNTech.
Right, BioNTech. Yeah.
BioNTech. And I heard a Wall Street Journal podcast interview with the creator of it. who started BioNTech to fight cancer, and using mRNA, messenger RNA. And when basically in January of this year, when he heard about COVID, heard about how it was spreading, and got a basic understanding of it at that point, that dude basically pivoted his entire company to stop working on cancer vaccines and tackle this 100%, like all of his company's resources on this. And he himself is super smart. Basically sat down and apparently the way you program a vaccine is on a computer now. Like that's like everything else. It's all digital. Like that's how you exactly. You model everything. He basically created 10 vaccine models at the first thing that's the first thing he did. And one of those vaccine models that he created back in January is the one that has proven successful. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love that story. Like, that's the vaccine I want. I don't want any of the other ones. I don't want, like, the mild version of COVID later on. Like, I want the Moderna BioNTech vaccine.
That's the Pfizer BioNTech.
That's what I meant. Pfizer BioNTech.
Listen to what he means, not what he says.
Yeah, you got it.
It's a dad thing. You'll get it when you're older enough.
All right, cool. So you guys are going to get the vaccine too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait until, it's pretty much safe. Because I just
it's
worry
not coming.
about,
It's not coming to us anytime soon. Anyway,
yeah, I'm pretty
so
much as a bass player. I'm pretty much on the phase 8, right after strippers and table dancers, and it comes to bass.
Well, I appear on TV in commercials and stuff now, so I'm a bit of a local celebrity.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that puts me like top of the list.
You should be phase 2.
Healthcare professionals, local celebrities. I think that's how it goes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's.
Yeah. Cool. All right, that's it. That was thing 1. I just wanted to know what you guys thought about vaccines.
That's what we think.
And I am finally catching up to the rest of the educated, intelligent world that is not crazy people.
That's a very slim portion.
So this is where normally I would do a drum solo. Should we play part of one of those songs?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Cool taste.
Maybe a whole song? Should we give them the entire song? Or just a bit, a part?
Just a bit.
All right.
Just the bass line.
Which song? Brand New Day?
Yeah.
Preferably the bass line where I come in on time.
That's like one big drum solo anyway. So.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we've done this before, but it was like the rehearsal version of Brand New Day. I've actually played a couple snippets of some of the first mixes that we've got out of the studio, but the what you're going to hear now is a part of Brand New Day in its final mastered version. So this is the version that'll be out on Spotify and Apple Music and everywhere else you're going to buy music. So
Under the band BiG.
Here you go. It's not a drum solo, it's the band BiG.
Dreams in the night don't always get to be fun. Waking in a cold fright when a no-knock warrant comes. Wake up, wake up, wake up. There's no time for play. Get up, get up, get up. It's a brand new day.
Strikes a spark, spark begets a flame, flame grows a fire, heats blood in the vein. Match strikes a spark, spark begets a flame, flame grows a fire that can't be tamed.
And we're back.
Yeah. All right.
Well, that took forever, bro.
That was the weirdest 5 seconds of silence. So, all right, thing number 2. This was going to be a little bit more fun.
Well, that was
What could be
fun.
more
The
fun
first
than
one-
vaccines?
Yeah, no, really.
I mean, there's a lot of.
I didn't realize how much you guys enjoyed
it's
vaccines.
much more fun than dying. I mean,
So thing number 2, if you listen to last week's episode, I talked about a podcast called Broken Record, which features Rick Rubin interviewing musicians, talking to them about what inspires them, how they create their music and such. And I just kind of want to expand on that because there's a couple episodes specifically about Tom Petty that moved me big time. The first one was Rick Rubin talking about Wildflowers, the album that he made with Tom Petty. And the second one was Rick Rubin talking with Adria Petty. Pretty sure I have her name right. That would be Tom Petty's daughter.
Oh, okay.
And she blew me away. Listening to her talk about her dad, the way she talks about him, she knew every song he's done. She knew when he did them, why he did them. She knew how he would go right. The way she talked about her dad, it made me think, God damn, I want my daughter to talk about me that way someday.
Well, my daughters talk about me.
That was going to be my question. We all have daughters. Have you ever thought about that? Like, if your daughter's on a podcast a couple years after you pass away, what is she going to say?
He could have been worse.
He could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
How, Brian? How?
Oh, I'm sure they'll come up with something. No, that's a good question. That's I hope they don't hate me. I'm pretty sure they don't hate me because they did let me come by the house.
They still let you visit?
They let me come in.
Even though, do they have kids as well?
They do. In fact,
why?
I got to teach my 5-year-old grandson how to properly burp and what happens when you pull my finger.
Now, see, that's beautiful.
And I taught them that too, and
yeah.
Much to their mother's dismay. But.
Well, I hope it'd be nice. I know if it had been a few years ago, the oldest daughter, Adrian, it would have been littered with 4-letter words. Somewhere between a sailor and a carnival barker, I think would be the. But it's a hard thing to say. She used to come with me to when I was doing shows with Calgo Moo. She would come and sit and she got doted on by pretty much everybody there. She was like 10 years old and loved it. And then Isabel wanted to come and she joined us a couple of times at Dirty Nelly's with BiG.
Yeah.
And the funniest part was that her older sister was so against it. She's like, oh no, she's way too young. I'm like, that's when you were going, it's like.
So she's speaking from experience.
Yeah, no, she had a blast. I mean, she didn't see anything there was nothing out of the ordinary thing. It's just places we play. It's not, these are not massive debauchery or anything anymore.
Yeah,
it's just,
you're not gonna have like beer bottles thrown at this.
Yeah, it's not like the old days when we were doing when we were on tour and things got a little crazy. It's gotten it's pretty tame out there now.
Yeah.
I kind of miss those days. I never got to be in them.
Yeah, but it's a I thought that was and I had to speak up and go, look, you were going out there when you were the same age and you had a blast and she she got a little sheepish at that point and goes, yeah, I know. But it was always funny because they've always almost been embarrassed by the fact that I played music. It was
well, hell, we're embarrassed by that.
Yeah, and that was the thing. That was kind of tough for me at first. And then I was like, oh, okay. Then you find out that a lot of other kids whose parents play music that are actually famous and stuff, they don't pay any attention to it either. They just want their parents to be parents,
Yeah.
And that's the cool part about Tom Petty's kid and Wolfgang. Oh man, speaking of kids, have you heard Wolfgang's?
Not yet.
Song?
I saw that it's out there.
Yeah,
that he's talking about his dad.
I heard a clip of it, man. It sounds gorgeous. It just it sounds beautiful.
Wolfgang Van Halen.
Wolfgang Van Halen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tom Petty was really, I've always loved Tom Petty, and if you liked him at all, check out Broken Record because Rick Rubin talking about Tom Petty, Adria Petty talking about her dad, Benmont Tench, you guys know who that is, keyboardist, talks about he joined the band.
He wrote some great music.
And
great songs,
Mike
too.
Campbell, the other guitar player in the Heartbreakers. So there's separate episodes, at least an hour long, with each of those people talking about Tom Petty. And so
just saying, Rick, if you're listening, love to come on your show. You know,
we'd love to come out and visit Shangri-La, maybe sit in the little trailer and have a chat, maybe record some songs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be cool too.
Yeah. Maybe get your input a little. You know, if you have any thoughts on how we could, do
Do
something.
better.
Yeah, play better. Mainly for Brian. Brian. Brian needs.
1, 2, 4. Oh crap! Not again.
Can you teach him how to count, please?
Anyone,
Yeah.
Rick, if you're listening, or a mathematician, anyone out there.
It was all that algebra I took in high school.
Yeah.
Screwed me up. X, who cares? Leave X alone.
All right, that's thing number 2. It's the same thing as last week's thing number 2, expanded upon, and we went a little deeper with it because it moved me that much. That's what I've been listening to basically for the last week and a half or so. So check it out, Broken Record, anywhere you get podcasts. Ready for thing number 3?
3.
Oh yeah.
Thing number 3 is something gross.
Aren't you supposed to do a bass solo in here?
No. What are you?
Bass.
We
Everybody will
tried
start
that
talking.
before. We tried that before. Didn't work out so
They
well.
shut off, didn't they? They just turned on. What the hell's this?
Maybe
I'm out of here.
I deleted all the takes we did of the new song today. Where remember how we had trouble starting?
I had lots of bass solos.
We got to the end of the first recording today of our brand new song, and I was like, "Cool, I think we got the whole song." And I don't have an ear for bass notes at all, but
Apparently neither do I.
but that's because I'm the drummer. And Gary's like, "No, we're gonna have to do that again." Brian, this is the whole podcast is shit on Brian.
In my defense, 8 is a long ways away.
5, 6, 7, 8.
It takes a while to get there, It's like 1, 2, 3. Now.
So thing number 3, recent development in my life is a very unpleasant one. Thing number 3, we usually go somewhere gross, dark, sometimes silly and absurd.
You're not gonna talk about anal leakage, are you?
Well, we're in that. You're in the right. You're in the correct
Stop eating
orifice.
the Olean.
Oh yeah.
So not leakage, but
away from
I don't
the
know.
margarine.
I'm going to the doctor on Tuesday to find out if what I'm experiencing is a hemorrhoid or something else. And it's very, very unpleasant.
Sounds like a hemorrhoid.
Yeah. So I have a friend at work who has.
You just got done with an election. You sure it's not a politician? They got their heads up. Everybody's
a politician.
Yeah, politician. Yeah, I see what you did there.
That was good.
Yeah.
I have a friend from work who recently had similar issues going on. His turned out to be a fistule. I think I'm using the word right or saying it correctly, which is not exactly like a hemorrhoid. It's more like a cyst, which is this.
Anal cyst.
So he had an
Yeah.
anal fistule.
Anal fistule.
I don't even want to
fistule.
go there. And that's probably what he said too, for that matter.
So
That's gonna leave a mark.
putting you guys on the
Fistule.
spot here. Am I the only one in the group has experienced hemorrhoids, or
Oh no, everybody's had hemorrhoids.
everybody?
Oh, I think so. Have you? I don't know.
No, not really.
Yeah, now and then.
I was kind of hoping to go my entire life without experiencing one.
Well, apparently that doesn't work.
No.
Yeah. They're not. They're not.
But you might just skip right over that and go straight to the fistule.
There are people I'm sure would pay for that.
Maybe just push
Yeah,
it
we
right
were
back
talking
on up
about
in
that
there.
earlier.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah,
you
that
know?
might be. You might.
Yeah, whips, chains, fistules.
Fistule, just like to push it right on back up in there.
That
right?
sounds painful.
Yeah. So I mean, we can get as graphic as we want, or we could stop right
We
there.
could probably stop right there. Yeah, hemorrhoids are
Am I
very
making you guys uncomfortable by talking about my
No,
hemorrhoids?
the hemorrhoid memory is making me uncomfortable.
I see he's starting to squirm in
you
his
might
seat a
say
little
that
bit.
didn't sit well,
Right. Yeah. No, it's like every time I cough or clear my throat, like it puts pressure inside your body, and it seems to really like that's a place where you notice the pressure.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you ride a motorcycle. I discovered my first hemorrhoid on a 800-mile ride to Michigan, and let me tell you that last 400 miles, whoa, that was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, when you're driving past people and you're standing up, shaking your booty, and the kids in the minivan next to you are going, "Mommy, what's he doing?"
Try to get some air in there.
He hurts, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, my little brother had the same problem too. So apparently it runs in the family. We're both pains in the ass, but it's uncomfortable, and it's I don't want to even think about a fistule personally, but unless it's a little teeny tiny one.
A teeny tiny fistule.
Yeah,
That sounds illegal.
That sounds illegal, but just creepy. You know? I'm sure there's a video on the internet, but I don't want to see it. Cops will come and knock on your door.
All right.
I think we all.
I think we've
We've exhausted that, I think.
Yeah.
So much for.
we've wiped this topic clean.
Woo! I see what you did there.
We busted that.
Yeah. Oh, that'll hurt. And we didn't even do this with any preparation.
Dr. Fistule Popper.
Oh man, I hope I don't have a blowout on the way home.
Whoa! Happened to me.
Well, that's all I got. You guys got any other thoughts?
That's enough,
So 3 Things with JR here with the band Big. Check out new songs
That's
on
why he
Spotify
wouldn't tell
coming
us.
soon.
That's why he didn't want us to come up with stuff.
I didn't want to have this magical hemorrhoid conversation without recording it. Come on.
Yeah, I mean that hurts. I hope all you have are hemorrhoids and you don't have any
Fistules.
or whatever might be up there.
Right.
And anusurisms.
Yeah,
Well, you know, the day that this podcast drops on Tuesday is the day I'll be going to the doctor. So look for the answer
You'll
to
be
this
dropping
question.
several things on
I'll be
Tuesday.
Speaking of, yeah, really. See what you did there too. And I wish you hadn't. But
Oh, that's great.
speaking of
Dropping.
dropping, many years ago when I was married for like the 8th time, I can't remember which time it was, 7, 8, 2, or whatever.
He can't count.
You can't count. We'll say my second ex-wife. She made up a whole list of things to send me down to Whole Foods, or whole paycheck as we call it, to get some stuff for the big fancy Christmas dinner. My second ex-wife was a wonderful cook, and she would make fancy stuff, just weird stuff, but it was always great. So she made out the list and sent me down. I walk into Whole Foods, and it's just crowded with people. And if anybody's been into Whole Foods, you know, most people who shop at Whole Foods are jerks. Sorry, that's just the way it is. The people who work there are wonderful.
Yes.
But the people who shop there are jerks.
Yes.
And they're jerks in hiding, some of them. But it comes out when they try to get around you with their cart. So I walk in, and it's crowded with all these people. And this really kind gentleman comes up to me and says, "Sir, may I help you find something?" And I understand what he wants to do is get me the hell out of there as quick as possible because they're crowded. And I said, "Well, I need plums. And I was looking down the list, and one of them was like mustard something or other. And I said, and I need anise seed." And he said, "What?" And I realized I really sounded silly. So I said in a very loud, booming, outdoor teach motorcycle voice, "I need anise seed." And he goes, "Is that anise?" And I don't know, man. What's that look like to you? Anus? He's like, "It's definitely, you know." And so we go over to the thing, and all these people are staring at me. And he's got all these, I don't know if you've been to Whole Foods, but back then they had this whole long counter of fresh seasonings and stuff. And he goes, "Well, we have ground anus seed." And I'm like, "No, that's going to leave a mark. We have whole anus seed." And I'm like, "Well, give me the whole anus.
The whole
bro.
anus,
Yeah.
please.
And nothing but the anus, please.
And so he pulls out this like thing that looks absolutely hideous, but it kind of looks like a 3D anus. And he says, "Well, how many do you need?" I said, "It looks to me like one's enough, but you better give me 3 because, you know." And so I went home, and it turned out I can't even remember how to pronounce it because I've been calling it anus for so long. But that's my anus story.
So did you get enough anus at Whole Foods?
I got enough anus at Whole Foods.
You got all the anus you could
all the
possibly...
anus that we could eat. Okay, that sounded wrong. But
So your ex-wife was happy with the anus you got at Whole Foods?
She was happy with my anus.
Well, your anus became her anus, right?
Pretty much. At least in the
anus
divorce.
you got from the guy at Whole Foods was for her.
Yeah, the divorce, she got my anus and the garden hose, you know.
The clean out the anus.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, if we'd have recorded this earlier, it wouldn't be the same.
It wouldn't be the same
at
no.
all.
Sorry about
I
that.
mean, it would have been the
everybody.
same, except he wouldn't have recorded it.
Yeah.
And then I would have been like trying to set you up for the anus Whole Foods joke, and no,
The
this
anus
is
And that's
hole?
A-N-I-S-E, by the way. Just, anus.
the anus Whole Foods.
Ooh, I see
Anus
what you
hole
did.
food.
Yeah.
Are we going to end it now? I think.
Anybody else have anybody else want to? Anybody
else
people?
got any
people?
funny butt stories?
Any more
Gary?
butt stories? Why, when people say that's that tastes like ass, how do they know? I mean, never mind.
I've never desired to,
I don't think I've ever said
put
that.
my face
Well,
down
I mean,
there.
yeah.
Really,
We did just enjoy some pork butt.
that's
That's
right.
true.
I guess I do like eating butt.
Yeah, there you go.
Because that was some damn fine pork
And it
Ah.
was
butt.
pulled pork butt too.
I especially enjoy when the butt has been rubbed.
Yeah.
That had been very, very well rubbed.
Yes, so good at rubbing. All right, we really probably should end this.
Yeah, I think that's
I
a
gotta
good
go
idea.
home.
Don't even get
It's
me
starting
on.
to degrade.
On
Yeah.
butt rubbing.
This has been episode number 36. At least
And
I
possibly
think it's
the last
36.
one.
The Colonel Special Herbs and Spices.
Three Things with JR. We'll finish it with another clip from the other song that will be coming out soon. This is People by the band Big. Over and out.
Hasta luego.
Bye.
Stay safe. Wear a mask.
Wake up, people, and take a stand. If you really care, then lend a hand. Draw your own line in the dust. Walk with us. Walk with us. People who love should always love people. People who care put their souls on the line. People of faith have something to live for. But people who hate are just wasting their lives. Everybody say.